Doug, always great to see you, and hopefully we'll be able to visit like this in person very soon. But let's get right at it. The annual NHL Draft kind of signifies the unofficial start of the new season, but this being 2020, the last season literally just ended. So tell us a little bit about the past 6 months for you and the Sharks hockey operations staff as you prepared for today, which you knew wouldn't come on any particular day, but you knew would have come eventually.
Well, I look at the calendar. I can't believe we are where we are right now. But you're right. We put our action items together knowing that there's certain things that were coming up that we had to be prepared for. Without having a combine in Buffalo and being able to get our staff together, we had to approach it in a different way. I think we've had over 160 Zoom interviews with potential players that we're looking at to draft. Can't say enough about how hard the staff has worked. So we go into today being very prepared. It's a really important draft for us. You know, we've got 3 picks in the top 55, 7 overall, but this is a really strong draft with ingredients that we're looking for. So it's something we've been anticipating, we're prepared for, and look forward to it.
Doug, as you just said, 3 picks in the first 55 selections. Does that change your approach as a GM, try to balance using 3 selections to draft young players or potentially to use them as assets to acquire players?
Well, it's a great question. I think it's dictated to you by the quality of the draft and the ingredients that we're looking for in particular. We think this draft is full of and very deep. So I think, you knock on wood, you never say never what comes up, but I think utilizing those 3 picks in this type of draft is probably going to be our priority.
Doug, we don't know exactly when next season is going to start, but we do know that Bob Boughner will be behind the bench now as the head coach of the San Jose Sharks, and the staff will look a little different than when last year ended. What can you tell us about your decision to make Bob the full-time head coach now and about his staff of assistant coaches that come in as well?
Well, it's a combination of things. One, just where he's at and his experience level in this league. You take a look at around the league of guys that got their second opportunities, whether it be Bruce Cassidy in Boston or Mike Sullivan in Pittsburgh or Craig Berube. You gather experience going through that journey. I think he's very current in the league. I think the work that he did last year coming in and knowing a lot of our players, and it was a very difficult position I put him in, not having his staff of his choice. Obviously, we had several key injuries during that, but you could see our team playing more connected, more to the way that we wanted to play. The work that he and his staff have done this summer to match our style of play to our personnel that we have, bringing in Rocky Thompson and John Madden. We've got Evgeny Nabokov with our goaltending, Mike Ricci development side, and then obviously Roy Sommer going back to be the head coach of the Barracuda is huge also. So what you've got is style of play, personnel, a lot of thought, a lot of work been put into it. And when you look at the staff, I think they match where we are at. Their ability to coach, to teach, to inspire. They're the type of guys you want to be around. They got a lot of juice and energy. They love the game. They're all, hockey rats. And I think that's really a big thing for our team is to have the attitude of everybody being connected and getting off to a great start.
Doug, you just alluded to injuries, and certainly a contributing factor, one of them at least to last season's results, were major injuries to several of your cornerstone players, Logan Couture, Erik Karlsson, Tomas Hertl. What can we expect from those players headed into next season after obviously now getting extended time to rest, heal, and rehab?
Well, they're 100%. Logan's in town, Tomas is in town. The work they put into it, their eagerness to get back. I think they wish we could start playing right away. I talked to Erik Karlsson a couple of days ago. He's put a lot of work into it. And it goes beyond those 3 guys. First, them being 100% healthy is crucial, and your best players have to be your best players. But we have a lot of guys that played a lot of hockey over the years, and they were able to rest up, get some little things taken care of, get back into a training cycle. And I think our guys are extremely excited when that day comes to get back on the ice, get back together, learn from a lot of things last year that didn't work and become more connected as a group.
Finally, Doug, it's no secret that last season didn't go as well as everyone was hoping for, coming off a trip to the conference finals the year prior. In your mind, what has to happen to get this team looking more like the San Jose Sharks we've been used to seeing over the past couple of decades?
Well, first of all, every year is different. None more than this. I mean, the uniqueness and unknown and complexities of this season is it's new to everybody, but it's an opportunity. And I can look back on last year and say, we didn't get off to a great start. And that's 2 years in a row we didn't come out of the gate ready to go. Then you have injuries. We don't want to make excuses. Everybody has injuries. But when you lose your top two centermen and one of the top defensemen in the league, it's going to impact your team. But I think a lot of it is just attitude. Coming in, making sure that the work gets done, the preparation to play the right way, committed to playing the right way. The parity in this league is unlike we've ever seen it before. And you take a look at the playoffs this year in the bubble, teams that played really well had combinations of young players. They had guys that, you could say that certain teams lost key players, yet they grew from that. So the uniqueness of this year will apply, but I think the things that aren't unique are preparation, being ready to go, playing the right way. And, our history has always been guys playing for each other. And I think this coaching staff and our players are ready to show that.
Sharks General Manager Doug Wilson. Doug, I know you and your staff have been working around the clock preparing for one of the biggest days for all franchises, NHL Draft Day. Good luck in the draft, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Randy.